Okay. Well, you don't believe in God then?
Correct. In any God.
Well, look at here. How do you think the Earth started?
I have no idea, and neither do you.
I have a wonderful idea.
No, you have a theory. You don't have any facts at all.
The Bible, Tom.
No, the Bible doesn't prove anything. Any more than Moby Dick proves there was a whale, okay? It doesn't prove anything.
It proves plenty.
What does it prove?
Have you read the Bible before?
I don't have to read the Bible. It is fiction.
No, that's what you believe.
Prove anything that's in the Bible. I'm listening.
You know how many things happen from the Bible?
Like what?
Look around.
What?
Look around.
What?
Look at the Earth. Look at us. Okay, here. And I heard the last call. One of the callers said, asked you how you thought you were created, and you said because your parents and your parents
That's
had.
Right.
How do you think your family started? How do you think we
all
started?
their parents
Do you
had
think we just
kids.
Kind of popped up.
I don't know, and neither do you.
I do. I believe God created us.
Really?
Yes.
Well, who created Adam and Eve?
God.
Were they related?
What's that?
Were they related?
Adam and Eve?
Yeah.
I believe God created them.
Were they related?
I'm not sure.
Uh-huh. And how did they have kids?
They had. Hello?
I'm listening.
I believe that they were created by God.
Who was?
Adam and Eve.
And what about their kids?
They were created by God.
Then why do people have to bother having sex?
Everyone was created by God.
Why do people need sex if God creates everybody?
Because you need to be... He created your souls, you know? You know what I'm talking about?
Prove it. I'm listening.
I'm trying.
Prove that God created your soul. I'd like to know how.
Well, okay, when people die, where do you think they go?
Into the ground.
It's just a body.
They go into the ground or an urn, or they are sprinkled over the ocean. That's where they go.
That's their body.
Prove there is such a thing as a soul. I'm listening.
Well, I can't totally prove it.
No, you can't prove it at all.
So you're saying that...
You can't admit you can't prove it.
I'm not. I can...
You can't. If you can, do it.
You think, okay...
I'm asking you... No, don't you try to talk in circles. I'm asking you a specific question, and I want an answer right now. Prove there is such a thing as a soul. I'm listening.
I can't totally prove it.
You can't even... It's not that you can't totally prove it. You can't prove it at all.
You know how many... A lot of things from the Bible...
You can't prove that, can you? At all. Not even a little bit. Can you?
I can't totally... No, I can't.
Not totally. You can't at all.
I can't prove it.
It's not like you can 10% prove it. It's 0%. You can't prove it at all. Can you?
What makes you... What
Can you? That's a yes or a no. We're going to go to the next question after you answer this one. You can't prove there's such a thing as a soul, can you?
I can't totally... No, I can't.
Not totally. You can't at all. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So there's one thing you cannot prove. All right, go to the next.
The other one is how you treat women.
Oh, I see. When will your voice be changing, by the way? You're 17?
17.
I don't think you're in a position to be telling me how to treat women, son. Until your palm has been on a woman's ass, I don't think you're in a position to tell me how to treat women.
I've had sex before, Tom.
Really?
Yes, I have.
It was very nice of your mother to do that. By the way, as a religious young man, you must be married then, are you?
No, I'm not.
So let me understand, Mr. Christian. You've been out having sex without being married?
Yes.
Where's the Bible when you're doing that?
But I thought you said you didn't...
Where is the Bible when you're doing that? You're the one who believes. I want you to tell me where the Bible is when you're banging your girlfriend.
Sitting on my shelf.
You damn straight it is.
Your beliefs on God, man, that's sick, man.
What's sick about it?
That you don't believe in God, man.
Why is that sick?
Because who do you think made you? Who do you think built you?
My parents.
Yeah, and who made them?
Their parents.
Oh, come on. Don't be...
I'm dead serious.
Stupid again.
What makes you think I'm kidding about that?
Because how do you think the world created? How do you think we were created?
I don't know, and you don't either.
Oh, my God, come on.
I don't know, and you don't either.
But you're supposed to have faith.
No. You're supposed to have faith because you're one of the morons who believes in God, okay? Me, I don't believe, so I'm not supposed to have faith in anything.
Yeah. Oh, my God. You're such a dumb... I don't even know why are you so successful when you don't believe in God.
That's a very... You know what, Johnny? I think you should answer that question.
Jesus Christ.
Why am I so... Here, why don't you answer the question? If I don't believe in God, why am I so successful? Tell me.
I have no clue, man. But I know that you're...
Oh, well, you're asking me. I think that proves my point. I don't pray. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in any religion of any kind, and I can buy and sell you. So what do you think that tells you?
You're an idiot.
I'm an idiot. You're sitting home calling me, and by listening, you're making me rich. And all I do is stand here for 3-4 hours every day and blab, and I'm making millions. And here you are sitting at home. Who's the idiot?
Hi, Tom. This is really disturbing, but, you know, it's a good thing that you bring this up. My problem with what you are saying is that there is no sin. Well, if you don't believe in the Bible, which that's fine, but
Thank you.
It says in the Bible, even Jesus and God obviously have said that in Jeremiah 17:9, the heart is...
I don't care what... Wait a minute. I don't care what the Bible says.
It's... I know what you're saying.
I mean, I could quote Moby Dick to you. I could quote Peter Pan to you. I mean, the fact that there's a literary work that has a quote in it doesn't make it so.
Okay, well, what's your reason for there not being sin? Do you know what sin is? Do you have an idea what sin is?
Yeah, I know exactly what religious people claim it is.
It even says, follow the laws of the land. Yes. That means society, correct?
Please,
yes.
Sins change all the time.
No,
what was a sin 50 years ago is not a sin today, and you know it.
No,
depends on which kind of Christian you are. If you're a Catholic, eating meat on Friday was a sin. I'm just giving you an example. Eating meat on Friday was a sin, and now it's not.
Correct.
Just as an example.
And I don't believe in religion, sir. I believe in faith.
Well, great. I don't believe in that either.
Well, I respect what you believe.
Great.
That's what.
So for people who don't believe, whatever's in the Bible is irrelevant.
No, it isn't irrelevant.
Yes, it's irrelevant to people who don't believe in it.
But you are not listening to anybody around you, so you're a closed-minded person.
I don't have to hear what you say. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
On the show, of course I'm going to bring it up.
But the point is, it doesn't matter what's in the Bible. If you want to believe what's in the Bible, it's a book, that's fine.
You have no excuse to believe what you believe. You give me a reason why you believe what you believe.
I don't have to give you a reason for it any more than you can give me a reason.
Oh, yes, I can give you a reason.
Yeah, prove it.
The fact is, to the matter, Tom, the Bible is literature. It is history.
It is not history.
Yes, it is.
Really? I want you to prove to me that Noah's Ark existed.
You're trying to tell me...
I want you to prove to me that Noah's Ark existed.
Oh, okay, you're saying the dinosaurs... Are you believing in evolution and all that?
I've been to the Museum of Natural History in New York City. I have seen a dinosaur.
Excuse me, that's not the point. The point is...
It is the point. You said you're talking about dinosaurs. I have seen a dinosaur.
Oh, give me a break.
Museum of Natural History, 81st Street at Central Park West in New York City. You can see a dinosaur any day of the week.
Yeah, whatever.
What do you mean, whatever? Is there a museum where Jesus is located? I don't think so.
What does that have to do with it? I'm talking about, okay, you're trying to say that the scriptures are not real. Is that what you're saying?
No, there are books called the Old Testament, the New Testament. There are, but I don't believe in them.
The Old Testament happened, and yes, and the New Testament happened. And it's
really? And you believe in both of them?
Yes, I do.
Then you know that they have contradictions between the two, don't you?
Well, you know, they go back and they...
Well, if God wrote the Bible, how can it be inconsistent?
Well, you know what? You don't let anybody say anything.
I'm asking you a question. If God inspired the Bible, how can it have inconsistencies in it?
It does have consistencies.
No, inconsistencies. It has inconsistencies in it.
No, it doesn't have inconsistencies.
It has any number of inconsistencies.
First of all, it says the heart is deceitful above all things.
No, forget it. No. Yeah. I'm going to give you the inconsistencies. I don't want to hear what you have to say.
Can you tell me what you know about the Bible?
Yes, I will tell you that the Old Testament tells you, the believer, to stone. I'm telling you, if you will shut up. The Old Testament. The Old Testament tells you to stone homosexuals when you see them. Do you stone homosexuals? Of course it does.
Give me a break. Give me something about where in the Bible.
Please, you know what? If you know so much about it, look it up.
Oh, I will. You want me to get my Bible out right now?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You go right ahead and do that, and then call me back when you find it, okay? Please.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Anthony.
I just had a quick question for you.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in any kind of supreme being, then how were we created?
I don't know. Do you?
No, I mean.
No, that's my point. You don't know, and I don't know. And religion is a fairy tale that was written to explain things we don't understand. Like that.
Do you believe in Darwin's theory of evolution?
Do I believe in it?
Yeah.
All I believe is that it's the most believable explanation I've heard, although I'm sure it is riddled with mistakes.
Oh, okay.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Kurt.
How you doing, Tom?
Do you care?
Yes, I do.
I'm doing great.
I'd like to ask you why, when bad things happen in the news or whatever, you read it, why you attribute that to God.
Did God create everything?
Well, we came from somewhere.
Did God create everything?
Personally, I believe he did.
Okay. Does God know everything?
Yeah, he's omniscient. Yes, he knows everything.
So God can see everything.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So when good people go down in flames, why doesn't God step in and help them?
I'll tell you the answer to that, Tom.
Go ahead.
Because Satan is God of this world right now.
Oh, I see.
Because we live in
That's a very nice explanation for something you don't understand. Why does God get credit for all the good stuff, if I may ask?
Because, Tom, without God, I mean, nothing could be good. Like
you didn't answer my question. Why does God get credit for all the good stuff?
Because we attribute God as all good, when God knows good and God knows evil.
Well,
but he chooses.
So who gives you a brain tumor?
Well, maybe yourself from smoking.
No. You don't get a brain tumor from smoking. Who gives you a brain tumor?
Well, I wouldn't. Probably, I would say Satan.
Satan gives you a brain tumor.
But God allows.
Why does God allow it?
Because it's beyond.
God is all powerful, right?
Right.
If you're a good person and you believe in God, why doesn't he save you?
Because we live in a fallen world, Tom.
We live in what?
We live in a fallen world.
So what's the point of believing in God if he can't do anything for you?
Because, Tom, after you die, whether you realize
but God can't do anything for you. Why pray? If God isn't capable of doing anything for you to help you, then why pray? Like if you're sick, why pray to get better?
Some people do get better, Tom.
And some don't.
And some don't.
And you know what? I think they get better or worse whether or not you pray for them.
That's beyond our comprehension, though.
Well, that's beyond our comprehension.
That is beyond
But the point is, I think whether you pray for someone or not, they're going to get better or not. For example, you could pray for somebody who has AIDS. You can pray all you want. Guess what? Most of them are going to die.
Most of them do die.
Right. Well, you think nobody's ever prayed? Do you think nobody's ever prayed for someone with AIDS?
I think many people have prayed for people with AIDS.
Do you think people with AIDS have prayed for themselves?
Many people.
Why doesn't it ever do any good?
How do you know it doesn't?
Because most people with AIDS die.
Well, most. You said most.
The vast majority.
Right.
And many of the ones who die have prayed. Or been prayed for.
Many of them have, Tom.
Why?
Because that's beyond our comprehension. It's God's will.
See, that's how you explain everything you can't explain.
Exactly.
And the point is, religion is there to explain things you don't understand. That's all it is.
But that's when you turn it over to, that's what faith is.
It doesn't matter. The point is, it doesn't matter whether you pray for someone with AIDS or not. They'll survive or they won't.
But the bigger point, Tom, if I could say one thing.
Oh, no. Don't tell me what the bigger point is. Every time I catch you on a point of logic, then you want to move on to a bigger point or another point. The real truth is it doesn't matter whether you pray for someone.
It does in some cases. Though.
No, it really doesn't.
Because you don't know. You're not God. You're not finite. You have a lot of power, Tom. You've been given a lot of power, but you're not God. And God is Jesus himself has influenced this world more than any government
That's just because there's a bunch of morons and lemmings out there. It's not because of anything that this so-called person has done.
But Tom, one day you will die, and you will kneel before God, and that's
no, that's not a fact. That is your wacky speculation. That is not a fact.
Then how do we?
If it's a fact, then prove it.
Is it all coincidence? Where did we come from? You have a car?
I don't know.
There's a creator.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Right.
And you don't either. So, but the thing is, when I don't know something, I don't make up an explanation like you did.
But I'm not making it up. Tom.
Someone made it up, and you decided to subscribe to it. Now, the fact is, if I don't understand something, I can leave it at that.
Hey, I got a good question for you.
Yeah.
You buy homeowners insurance, fire insurance for your house?
Yes, I do.
But you won't buy it on your life.
What do you mean?
You won't have insurance on your soul after you die.
I don't believe there is such a thing as a soul.
Well, even if you don't believe it, I mean, you wouldn't have that insurance in your...
Well, again, Rodney, this is something I've said on the air many times. You know, you can't tell somebody to believe just in case. You believe or you don't.
I agree.
And I don't.
So what you're saying, when you die, you don't, anything else is going to happen to you. You're just
that's right. That's exactly right. That's what I believe.
That's a tough thing to believe.
Not really. Actually, it's very freeing. It's liberating. Because it means I can do pretty much whatever I think is right, whatever works for me, and have a good time now, and not blame the future afterlife for all of my failures in this life.
You're right. Now, I got another question. If I'm right, you're going to lose a whole eternity of life.
If I'm right, the tragedy is I'll never be able to tell you I told you so.
If you're right, I've lost nothing. But if I'm right...
Well, yeah, you have, actually, because you don't have the freedom I have.
I have all the freedom in the world.
No, you don't.
I live in America, too.
But you don't have the same freedom I have, because you have to worry about violating religious law, which I don't.
I don't worry about violating religious law.
You don't?
No.
So you don't ever do anything that would be against the Ten Commandments?
I don't live under the Ten Commandments.
What is your religion?
I live under the new law of Jesus Christ.
What are those?
It's just one.
Which is?
Love one another.
Really? Well, this is a very interesting form of Christianity. I've never heard of it.
Well, it's you see, after Jesus died, the Ten Commandments, I mean, you still, they're for principles, but Jesus gave us one commandment, to love one another.
I see. So you don't subscribe to the Ten Commandments?
No, I'm not saying...
So if you want to covet your neighbor's wife, that's okay?
No. If you love your neighbor, you're not going to covet your neighbor's wife. You love the guy next door, you're not going to want what he... What
if you're married, but there's a single chick living on the block? Can you covet her?
No.
Why not?
You ain't going to want to.
Why not?
Because.
What if your wife doesn't put out?
Then you're in trouble. You're going to have a long life.
Well, that's my point. So what about the neighbor's wife? What about the neighbor? What about somebody else? What about your secretary?
If your heart is full of love, you don't have those desires.
So you wouldn't have those desires even if your wife stopped putting out?
I don't say I don't have. I mean, but you can be forgiven.
Oh, you lust in your heart, too.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Kim.
I wanted to help you bring your belief system up a notch. When you say you're an atheist, you say there is no God, correct?
That is my belief, yes.
So, can I ask you two questions?
Depends. You can ask anything you like. If I'll decide if I'm going to answer them, go ahead.
Okay. Do you know how much sand is in the Hawaiian Islands?
Nope.
Do you know how many stars there are in the sky?
No.
So, in order to say there is no God, you would have to have all knowledge.
Again, I said it's what I believe. Knowing something and believing something are two different things.
No, it's a statement you make, there is no God.
That said that is what I believe, there is no God. Atheists believe there is no God. That's what I said, and I'm repeating it.
I think you're more of an agnostic.
No, I'm not, because I don't believe there's any chance there's a God.
But you can't make that decision. It would be like...
It's a belief.
A cup of water to the...
It is a belief. It is my belief.
That's true.
A belief that you will not change.
Well, I still think you're an agnostic.
Well, you can say that all you like, dear, but again, If I'm telling you that my mind is closed on this topic, that makes me an atheist, not an agnostic.
That would make you have a small mind, wouldn't it?
No, it wouldn't, because people who believe in religion then would all have small minds, wouldn't they? Because they're all closed-minded.
No, I don't think that.
Sure they are. What is your religious belief, dear?
I'm a Christian.
Really? Can I talk you out of it?
No.
Oh, you've got a closed mind on the subject.
No, I don't have a closed mind.
Yes, you do.
I have an open mind because I...
No, you have a closed mind because you wouldn't consider stopping your belief. So you are closed-minded, therefore you have a small mind by your own definition.
Well, that's true.
There we go.
But it's still, your definition of saying I'm an atheist is, you cannot say that.
Yes, I can, and I have, and I will continue.
Without having all knowledge.
Dear, again, it's a belief. I didn't claim to have knowledge. It's a belief. So you don't have any knowledge either.
Anna?
You have a belief in a fairy tale written by men. Happens to be a bestseller, but so what? So was all the Sidney Sheldon books. So are all the Tom Clancy books. Doesn't matter. So you have your little belief, you and your small mind, and you are closed-minded, as you admitted. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, that's your belief. My belief is that there is no God. My belief is that you are wrong, and I am closed-minded on the subject. I do not believe that anybody can change my mind.
All right. Well, have a good life.
Don't worry, I will. Because I'm not worried about an afterlife. I'm having all my fun right now.
But Christmas, you do know that Christmas is a federal holiday, all right, Tom?
That is wrong. Indeed, it's a federal holiday, but that's only because nobody has successfully challenged it in court.
Successfully? I know, but Tom, when this country was founded on a Judeo-Christian philosophy.
Well, that's what you say, and don't step into that trap with me, because I'm going to give you the list of Judeo-Christian principles.
You read the Declaration of Independence, Tom.
You want me to give you the list of Judeo? All right, great. All right, so I'm going to give you a list. I'm going to give you a list of principles upon which this country was founded. I hate going through this exercise because clearly you're new to this feature on our program. So I'm going to give you a list of Judeo-Christian principles, and you're going to tell me, as I go through each one, whether or not these are Judeo-Christian principles. These are principles upon which our country was founded. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, good. Slavery.
Yes, but slavery was
slavery. No, but you said upon which it was founded. Slavery. Slavery. Is slavery a Judeo-Christian principle? No. You said upon which it was founded. Slavery was legal until 1865. The country was founded way before that. Slavery. Is that a Judeo-Christian principle?
Well, no, not at all.
No, but you just said we were founded on Judeo-Christian principles. Got another one for you. Genocide.
Well...
What about genocide?
Genocide? Where are you getting genocide?
When we came into this country and killed tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Native Americans, wouldn't you call that genocide? Of course it is.
Sure, it was genocide.
Was that a Judeo-Christian principle?
Well, I think...
Was that a Judeo-Christian principle?
No, Tom, see, what you doing?
Is that a Judeo-Christian principle? Yes or no?
Well, of course.
Yes or no?
I don't believe that myself, but
killing hundreds of thousands of people of one particular race. Is that a Judeo-Christian principle?
No, it isn't.
No, but we were founded... That's exactly how we were founded. Cowboys and Indians, right? Right? You take your Judeo-Christian principles and shove them up your ass. Let me give you an example. Just to take my favorite element to pick on in Christianity, the Catholic Church. They believe the earth was flat, and they excommunicated people who said otherwise.
Well,
they also believe that the sun revolved around the earth, which has now since been proven to be untrue, and it was a sin to believe otherwise or to say you believed otherwise.
But the Catholic Church is not a good example. They hid the Bible from people and locked them up for years.
But the Bible, what is the Bible anyway? It's been interpreted a million different ways. Who even knows what it is anymore?
You brought it up.
Just as an example. I'm just simply saying, you can't even say what the beliefs of Christianity are.
I can say what the beliefs are because...
You can't, because every sect has its own version, and many of their beliefs are different.
Right, well,
Mormons believe they are Christians.
Well, the Mormons are ridiculous.
Isn't that interesting? Mr. Liberal religious guy says, the Mormons are ridiculous.
Let me tell you this.
Mormon church is a big church in this country.
So is the Catholics.
Well,
Okay,
but
let me
you know what? They're
tell you
both
this.
ridiculous.
Do you believe there's a God?
No.
And can you tell me how something can come from nothing, Tom?
Can you?
Yes, I can, actually.
Yeah, and not having it be a made-up story that you copied from somebody else?
No, actually, if you go to the beginning of time, you would
Were
need
you there?
a moved mover.
Were you there at the beginning of time?
I don't need to be.
When was that?
I can use logic.
When was the beginning of time?
With logic.
When was the beginning of time?
According to you, it would be the Big Bang, correct?
I'm asking you.
I'm asking you, according to you, because you're asking me.
No, I already asked you. You'll answer my question first. You said go back to the beginning of time. When would that be?
I'm going to go with the Big Bang. The beginning of time started the Big Bang.
You must be an atheist, too.
No, I'm not. We need a first cause.
Mm-hmm.
You still need a first cause. 0 + 0 = 0.
I don't have to prove anything. I don't have to prove anything. You know what? It's a belief. It's not a fact.
You do have to prove it. If
Really?
you're going to claim something...
Let me ask you a question. Do you know any kids who believe in Santa Claus?
Sure.
Do you make them prove it?
Those are kids. Those aren't adults. You're an adult.
What does that matter?
Prove what you're... It matters.
Does Santa Claus exist?
If you claim you're an atheist...
Does Santa Claus exist?
No.
Why do so many people believe he does?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Great.
Good. Love your show, man. Love your show.
Thank you.
My question is this. How do you believe in atheism and deny that there's a blueprint? There's an obvious blueprint in nature, in the human body.
No, there's nothing obvious. You believe that. That's your opinion. You believe it's obvious, and that is your opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion. But you shouldn't expect... Well, I don't. I don't have any explanation. How do you explain dogs, cats? How do you explain leaves on trees? I don't know the explanation. I'm looking in the studio here at a TV screen. How does that picture get from the camera into my studio? I have no idea. It just does.
But if you wanted to find out, there is a book, there's a technician.
There is a book of fairy tales written by a bunch of guys who claim they were inspired by somebody named God. But there is no actual proof.
Tom, if you wanted to understand the intricate working of a computer, the intricate working of rocket science, the intricate working of anything man-made...
All right, then, explain to us God's blueprint for brain tumors. Tell us why God is giving people brain tumors and how he does it. Go ahead. Let's hear the blueprint.
My explanation is that... But basically, I'm a Christian, so we have two different vantage points.
No, I want the blueprint. I don't want two different... I want the blueprint. God's up there in heaven, and he's saying, you know what? Joe Smith is going to get a brain tumor. I'm going to give it to him right. How's that work?
Okay, God doesn't give it to people, number one.
Who's giving it to it?
The Bible says it rains on the just and the unjust. I'll tell you, Tom, I have a son...
So, in other words, you don't have a blueprint.
There's not a blueprint.
You just said there's a blueprint. There's blueprint, there's technicians, but you see, there are no technicians. Everything is random.
Tom, you're a very intelligent guy.
Yes, I am. That's right. And that's why I know the difference between something that is a blueprint and something that is random.
So the human brain doing what it does, a piece of mush being able to conceive of everything that's been conceived throughout history, that is random, Tom. You're too intelligent for that.
Again, who gets brain tumors? Well, all right, so then all the bad people get brain tumors? Huh?
Brain tumors are a product of sin in this world.
A product of sin. So every church-going individual who has a brain tumor is probably a sinner. We just don't know it.
No, it's not their sin. It is sin being in the world itself.
Well, what is the point of that?
To prove that God is not an arbitrary God. But
he is arbitrary, because some people get a brain tumor and some don't. Adolf Hitler didn't get a brain tumor. Joseph Stalin didn't have a brain tumor. Saddam Hussein didn't have a brain tumor.
I understand
Osama bin Laden doesn't have a brain tumor.
Tom, if Christians were perfect, everybody would want to be a Christian.
No. But you see, again,
everybody would want to be a Christian.
You're engaging in the same kind of politicking and game playing because you first sort of talked about technicians and blueprints, and then when I ask you a simple, basic, straightforward question, you start relying on these cliches instead of answering the real question.
Shoot it at me.
I shot it at you. The fact is that brain tumors are random. They are random. They are, and so being that they are random, that means that it's not given to the unjust or the bad people. It could be anybody who would get one.
Okay, let me ask this, Tom. I know you probably don't believe in heaven, but
I don't. Of course, why would I believe in? If I don't believe in God, why would I believe in heaven?
Exactly. Have you ever gone to a place, I know you travel a lot, Hawaii, Puerto Vallarta, wherever, where there were times where you could imagine there being a perfect world because the breeze is perfect, the waves are perfect, the birds are perfect?
No.
There's never been a time where you were absolutely enthralled by the beauty around you.
I'm enthralled by the beauty around me. I just bought a home up in Santa Barbara County of 20 acres, and it's fantastic. But you know what? If I need somebody to come over and deliver something to me, it's going to take 3 times as long as it will in L.A. So it's not perfect. It's great, but it's not perfect.
Tom, I got the one question you can't answer.
No.
Here's my question. My question is this. The female body is proof of the existence of God.
How so?
It was specifically created for man's pleasure and enjoyment. And you can't deny that.
Is that so?
You can't deny that, Tom.
I don't know who created it or why. In fact, I tend to believe that nobody created it except the 2 people who forgot to get a condom when they went to the drive-in.
Okay, then how does it lubricate just in time for us to go in there?
By the way, if you've ever been married, you know that oftentimes it doesn't.
Hello, Tom.
Hi.
Hi, I had a question for you as far as, don't you believe that faith helps society function better?
No.
I mean, don't you?
On the contrary, I think it gives people an excuse not to work hard or not to do anything. God is like a big Domino's pizza in the sky where people just call in their order and then they wait for it to be delivered.
Well, so you don't believe that you reap the benefits of people of faith?
No.
I mean, all around you, there's people who believe and who follow rules and who go to church on Sunday.
Yes. There are people who believe, for example, that the Jews have a homeland or that Palestine belongs to the Arabs. Or yes, there's plenty of people around and they're busy killing each other as we speak.
Yeah, but as a society, we don't function better, right?
That's what I believe. We do not function better, and many societies are killing each other over religion.
I think there would be a lot more killing if there wasn't any sort of faith.
Why is that?
Well, I personally would not have anything to hold me back from robbing a bank.
Well, yeah, you do. It's called the law. You don't want to go to jail, and that's the main thing that keeps you from doing it.
Well, there's other things that you can do that are unethical and immoral, and those things pretty much along
plenty of self-declared religionists are dishonest and do commit all kinds of infractions. They steal, they lie, plenty of them.
Well, I disagree. I believe that.
You disagree?
Well, I disagree with your point of view that it doesn't help. I think it does help keep people in line. It keeps people doing the right thing.
I see. So when George W. Bush wants to go into Iraq and start killing people, you're telling me that his faith is keeping peace in the world?
I don't think that has to do with faith. I think that has to do with national security.
I see. And how did killing all these people in Iraq keep us secure? Can you tell us?
Well, on his watch, there was no further attempts on this country.
How did killing people... You didn't answer my question. How did killing people in Iraq accomplish
I just
that?
answered that question.
No, you didn't.
What do you believe about people who claim to have near-death experiences?
I think that's as delusional as thinking you're seeing the Virgin Mary on the side of a napkin.
Okay, Tom, thank you. You're doing a great job.
Hey, what's up, Tom?
Doing okay?
First time, long time.
Thank you.
Hey, Tom, I just wanted to make a quick comment. I believe that you actually carry God with you in your pocket?
No, I don't. I carry dollar bills in my pocket. Those dollar bills have been imprinted with the phrase "In God We Trust" only since the McCarthy era of the 1950s. It was politically motivated. It was not put on there for any other reason except during the time when we were scared to death of communism. They stuck it on the bills. It was a political move. That's all it was, and it proves absolutely nothing.
Okay, I just wanted to make that comment.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Let's say you're in a desert, right? And they say, in this desert, no man has ever walked. You're the first. You're the first man to ever walk this desert. And you touring this desert and you see a home right there. You go into the home, beautiful carpet. It has lights that turn.
Well, none of this matters because I wouldn't be the first man. If there was a home already built there, that would mean the men who built the home would have been before me.
You wouldn't believe that statement, that you're the first man.
Well, because a house is built by a man or men, and therefore the first statement would have been false.
Okay. Now, Tom, Earth is that home is in the desert. You have beautiful carpet, which is plants and grass.
No, I don't. No, it's not. It's not because Earth was not built by men. In fact, I don't think it was built by anyone.
Hold on. You also have light that turn on and off, so to speak.
No, the so to speak doesn't count here.
Okay.
There is nothing man-made about it.
It is lit. Earth is lit by the sun.
For now.
And then when the sun goes down, when the sun
burns out.
Okay. When the sun goes down, then it's darkened. That is its light. Okay? Its grass is the carpet.
Well, again, you're making these analogies. For centuries, there was no carpet. Carpet did not exist until it was invented by man. And there are many, by the way, the desert has no grass.
No, I'm talking about grass and plants, okay?
What does this have to do with it? This is a very bizarre...
That is our home. And like you wouldn't believe that someone would say, no man has ever walked this desert if you saw a home. When you see Earth, and it's so beautifully made, you should not believe anyone that tells you that there is no God.
Well, then don't believe me. It's getting ponderous, man.